your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast on CW4 with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
It's good to see you on this Sunday evening. We have a lot of winter weather developing in the region. We had the first salvo, if you will, this first little wave of sleet and freezing rain now beginning to exit our area. That really has produced some very slick travel across parts of the region. Now downstream, we have another little batch developing east of Louisville and a few other batches back to the west. But in general, things shouldn't be too active for the next couple of hours for most of the overnight hours. We go down to the Jackson radar, and there's really not a lot of moisture locally here. However, that will be changing. We have this, a monster winter storm taking Texas by the horns, if you will, right now. And that whole thing will swirl on through here later on tonight and tomorrow. It is going to be rough around here. So here's the big picture first. We've got an area of low pressure developing down there near South Texas. That's going to be moving to our south. So we're on the cold side of the system. Freezing rain, sleet, snow, all possible later tonight and tomorrow. Here's your breakdown. Tonight, a glaze of freezing rain or sleet. We've already had some of that. Tomorrow morning, widespread freezing rain and sleet will develop around here by 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. During the afternoon, the ice is likely going to be confined to our southeastern county, southeast of the Trace, and we think snow will become more likely back to the northwest of the Trace. The precip will end tomorrow evening, and then it's going to be dangerously cold, and those roads will be very, very slick as we will stay with these freezing temperatures for a couple of days. So ice accumulation, we still think a pretty good swath here. See this dark pink southeast of the Trace, a pretty good chance for a 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch of ice, perhaps a little bit more. Model data suggesting we may see a pretty good icing event in those areas. That would include the Golden Triangle area and Columbus. Now, back to the northwest, there's probably going to be a band of sleet and then snow. We may see that more favored here along the Trace back to the northwest. So it may not be as bad as ice for you in Tupelo, and probably more snow and sleet back to the northwest. We may see several inches of snow and or sleet, 2 to 4 inches or more, especially those higher totals in the far northwest. Live in Oxford right now at Ole Miss, you can see that sleet covering the ground. Let's go around and show you what's happening. Downtown Tupelo, 24 degrees, a north wind at 14. We have sleet on the ground, very icy roads. Wet roads in downtown Columbus. This has been freezing rain, but the ground is still pretty warm, so the streets are wet, not freezing. 27 degrees currently in the city of Columbus. Vernon, 29 degrees. We have some wet roads, but we have had reports of some icy spots in Lamar County in West Alabama. And our camera in Louisville, Mississippi, you can see is iced over a little bit this evening. So roads pretty dicey in many spots here across North Mississippi and parts of West Alabama too. If you don't have to travel right now, just stay home, ride this thing out tonight and tomorrow night. Temperatures, cold, wind chills even colder. Single digits, teens, low 20s right now. That's how it feels. So it is chilly across the board. We are upper 20s, low 30s in the southeast. So the warmest in the southeastern counties, much, much colder back to the northwest. And the temperature will really impact exactly who sees the freezing rain where it's warmer and the sleet and the snow where it's colder back to the northwest, and those temperatures really won't be changing tonight or tomorrow. So 28 degrees in Columbus, colder northwest, wind chills 20s and teens, and watch out for that icy glaze. So upper 20s southeast, mid-teens back to the northwest. Tomorrow around 30 if we're lucky in Columbus, basically hovering there tomorrow morning. Wind chills in the teens and single digits, and then it's going to be much, much colder back to the northwest, 20s, and that will support better odds of sleet and some snow. So right now things fairly tame. We're getting rid of wave 1. Here comes wave number 2 at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. That will punch across the area during the morning into the afternoon. It is going to be a mess here, folks. The moisture will wrap up by the time we get into tomorrow evening, but the damage will be done. Let's check it out, your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. We are below freezing tomorrow, Tuesday. We hope to get above freezing sometime Wednesday to thaw out some of those roads, but it will be cold around here. And then another system could give us some wintry weather Thursday, back to the 50s by the weekend.